Let's bring in spokeswoman for Make America Great Again, Inc., Newsmax contributor and former assistant press secretary under Trump, Karoline Leavitt, and the national spokeswoman for the DeSantis 2024 campaign, Karoline Atchison. Thank you so much for joining us. Karoline, Trump took a risk not being on that stage last night. Do you think it was the right move for him to skip the debate and go on with Tucker Carlson?
Yes, he definitely did take a risk, and it definitely paid off. Donald Trump was the winner of last night's debate because while you had this stage full of second-tier candidates competing for a position in President Trump's second term, Donald Trump had a robust, lengthy policy discussion with Tucker Carlson, one of America's favorite journalists, and it got more than 150 million impressions. And all of the candidates on last night's stage, you could add up all their polling numbers in the race right now, and they still would not be beating Donald Trump. Here's the reality. Donald Trump is the runaway frontrunner in this race. The American people know that he delivered for them before on all of the issues that the candidates bickered about last night. Donald Trump has already done them. He's gearing up for a fight, regardless of Joe Biden's the corrupt Department of Justice attacking him, to do it again. And we need to unify around him because every dollar wasted on those candidates last night is a dollar that could be spent fighting Joe Biden and the Democrats.
Okay, Carly, want to bring you in. Governor DeSantis under a lot of pressure last night to have a good debate. Take a listen to a moment that he had when he was asked about COVID-19.
Why are we in this mess? Part of it, and a major reason, is because how this federal government handled COVID-19 by locking down this economy. It was a mistake. It should have never happened. You don't take somebody like Fauci and coddle him. You bring Fauci in, you sit him down, and you say, Anthony, you are fired.
Good moments, but he's not getting a ton of attention this morning. Others like Vivek Ramaswamy seem to be getting the majority of the headlines. Tell me why DeSantis moved the needle last night.
Yeah, I think Ron DeSantis made a really strong case for why he's prepared, why he's the best candidate to defeat Joe Biden, reverse this nation's decline. You saw somebody who was mission focused. He's the only veteran in this race, make his case to the American people. You saw him point out the reality that under the Trump administration, when we needed leadership the most, the reins were handed over to D.C. bureaucrats like Dr. Anthony Fauci, who ran this country into the ground and locked us down for years, which was devastating for American families. Ron DeSantis had a great night. He was presidential. He rose above the fray. He made his case to the American people. It was a great night.
Karoline, Trump's been leading the polls up until the debate last night. We don't know what the polls will show in the next couple of days. I know you watched the debate as well. Do you see, was there a winner? Is there somebody that could maybe catch up, that could be, up a front runner, with Donald Trump in those polls?
No, absolutely not. He has a 40-point lead in New Hampshire, a 30-point lead in Iowa, a lead in every single early primary state across this country, while Ron DeSantis pummels to fourth place in New Hampshire and pummels to third place in Iowa. And on the point of Dr. Fauci, I'd like to fact check that for a moment because Ron DeSantis praised Dr. Fauci. There's endless evidence that supports that. He also locked down Florida's beaches and he shut down Florida businesses. In fact,
a couple.
Yes, it is true. Say that to the couple.
Donald Trump gave Anthony Fauci a medal on his last day in office. That's the fact.
Say that to the couple in Key West who got arrested because they didn't follow Ron DeSantis' mask mandate. I'm sure they would beg to differ.
I lived there. I lived there in Tampa for the first year and a half of COVID with my family. And yes, Florida did follow the federal guidelines, but DeSantis was also fast to open things up. And I think that a lot of what DeSantis did down there has proven to be right long term. It's going to be, by the way, if Trump and DeSantis remain the front runners, it's going to be interesting to see how they do handle the COVID-19 situation. Because, yes, Donald Trump did give Anthony Fauci a medal, an award on his last day in office. Those two have been toggling back and forth on this issue, and that's going to be fascinating. Karoline, question for you. USA Today picking up on this with Biden yesterday. Will Biden debate Trump if he's the Republican nominee? The campaign won't commit. So the fear is now, Karoline, let's say Donald Trump is the nominee. Joe Biden can say, look, you didn't debate. I don't have to debate you. Are you nervous about that?
No, I'm not nervous about that. What I'm nervous about is that Joe Biden is destroying this nation and that we need to restore America to greatness. And the only person to do that is Donald Trump. He delivered before. On the border, he secured it. Our economy, he unleashed it. Our domestic energy production, it reignited it. We were a net exporter of energy for the very first time.
Yeah.
And you saw a lot of plagiarization on that stage last night. Ron DeSantis literally copy and pasted Donald Trump's border plan. Trump unleashed this months ago on DonaldJTrump.com, and Ron DeSantis literally took the talking points Trump has said he'll use the cartel or use the military to go after cartels, shut down the border, reinstall remain in Mexico. Ron DeSantis copied all of that last night. Why should voters trust someone who hasn't done it before when they have Donald Trump who has?
Carly, 15 seconds, final thought.
Look, I think Ron DeSantis won the night. And as far as the border, I'm glad that she pointed that out. That was a great moment for Ron DeSantis, who showed that he is willing to take on the drug cartels and leave them stone cold dead at the border if they try and bring in fentanyl into this country. The reality is the border is not secure. If Donald Trump did secure the border, we wouldn't have this problem in the first place.
Joe
That's
Biden
a problem
has
that
been
Ron DeSantis
Okay.
is ready to solve on day one.
We got to leave it there.
go.
Feels like the debate
Joe
last
Biden
night.
opened the border. Thank you.
Karoline Leavitt, Carly Atchison, thanks so much for being on with us this morning. We will have you back.
Yes.